2 weeks ago, it was a banner day for Team Orange in the Eastern Eagles Entertainment President's Cup. Well, in the race for the national high point standings, Eddie Canfouche of Cheerios was able to lessen his deficit to the DC President's theft of DJ Miller. Now the fleet heads on to Tri-Cities, and the virtual battle for the oldest professional motorsports trophy in America begins. It's the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup. Final heat coverage begins next. Hello everyone, my name is Daryl Kinsey Jr. and welcome to Tri-Cities. While the Rooster Tail Talk presents Saturday Night Hydroplane League Championship is coming down to the wire. As we enter the final three races, the top two in points are separated by less than a heat, which is going to make tonight's final action all the more important. But before we get to that, we first have to thank our sponsors. Rooster Tail Talk is the presenting sponsor of the Rooster Tail Talk presents Saturday Night Hydroplane League. Join host David Newton on a weekly tour through the fastest sport on the water as Newton sits down with some of the personalities that make this sport great. For more information and to listen to past episodes, head on over to roostertailtalk.com. And it was the first attempt for Carson Kelly at Mountain Dew Presents Jacked Up to try and lock up the SNHL Division II high point standings. We'll let you know how the Atomic Cup shook out in this edition of the D2 Update. And unfortunately, it was not to be for Carson Kelly in Tri-Cities, as an incident on lap one between him and Scott Witherell caused Carson Kelly to be disqualified. Kelly lost control of his boat going into turn number one on the very first lap and cut into the path of Scott Witherell. That caused the Miss Castro GTX to go up and over on its lid, and the incident caused Carson Kelly in Mountain Dew Presents Jacked Up to be disqualified. The win fell to Luke Nelson in Pico American Dream. He was followed across the line by David Johnson in Miss Wazoo and Cody Gwill in Alberto Presents Wonder Bread. Carson Kelly will have a second attempt at Seattle to lock up the championship. If he leaves that event with over 2,100 points, Carson Kelly will be the inaugural SNHL 2 champion. 6 boats are on the front line. 1 boat will be the trailer for 7 boats in total. Let's see the starting lineup in tonight's Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup Final. Bo Rarick leads the way into Kilo Patron ESM. Rarick qualified 6th and finished in the top 3 in all of his qualifying heats to end up on 1,265 points. Next up is our defending champion DJ Miller in DC Presents Def. Miller qualified 9th and finished in the top 4 in all 4 of his heats to finish on 1,199 points. Next up is Kelsey Best in the Miss Seahawks. Kelsey qualified 12th, won 2 of his first 2 qualifying heats to finish up on 1,299 points. And Stu's Self-Service Garage will also be on the front line with Quentin Miller behind the wheel. Qualified 2nd, went 3 out of 4 first in the heat races tonight, but was disqualified in Heat 3B. He's on 1,280 points. Peyton Hop is next. Did not start in Heat 1B, but managed to finish in the top 3 in the rest of his heats to get to the final on 1,075 points. And Eddie Canfouche also had issues in the U16 Cheerios. Canfouche qualified 3rd, finished 2nd in Heat 1B, but DNF'd in Heat 2B. He managed a 3rd and a 1st in the rest of his qualifying heats to get here on 995 points. And Jarrett Meyer is your trailer, qualified 8th, finished 4th in Heat 1B, finished 3rd in the rest of his heats, and won the Connie to earn the right to run in the final. He will start 5 seconds behind the front line. So that is your field. Peyton Hop currently sitting still there at the first turning buoy before turn number 1. Now Quentin Miller is going to try to go around. He's probably going to cut the course and try to come between the boats that are already sitting still, as Quentin Miller won 3 out of his 4 heats. Did have that issue in Heat 3B. He's going to try to wash the taste out of his mouth with a Gold Cup victory here, as we're under 2 minutes and 20 seconds until the start of the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup. There's Digital Confectioners presents Deft that has joined the trolling party. And as Quentin Miller will slide in front of him. Kelsey Best also a part of this party. Peyton Hop, who we saw earlier, and Mike Star Lemonade also a part of the trolling party. What I mean by the trolling party is these group of boats that you're watching here just sitting in the water pretty much on idle, letting the current carry them around the corner. We'll see some boats like possibly Eddie Canfouche there in the Cheerios try to get the run around the outsiders. Remember, no 80-mile-per-hour rule here in Rooster Tail Talks presents SNHL Division 1. So this is a valid strategy here to sit here and anticipate the start. Try to get the jump on everyone around you to get to that 1-minute pin first and have the dominant position in the fight for lanes. As we're under 30 seconds to that 1-minute pin, we should see boats getting on the throttle at about 20 seconds, maybe a little bit later than that. As all the trolling boats come up on the power, we should see at least 2 boats try to get the run around the outside as it's 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a mark fight for lanes begins. It's going to be Kelsey Best leading the way in the not in the Cheerios, and Miss Seahawks as they head down the back straightaway. No one able to really get the advantage to overlap, which you need a full Rooster Tail to do so, to take the lane away. As you see back there, one of the boats slowing down, I think it's Eddie Canfouche. He may try to jump inside of the Tequila Patron ESM and take lane 4 away as they head to the commitment buoy. It's going to be Kelsey Best that gets lane 1. Eddie Canfouche does jump inside of Bo Rarick to take that lane away. It's going to be Quentin Miller in lane number 2. Digital Confectioners presents Deft in lane number 3. Cheerios in lane number 4. Tequila Patron ESM lane 5. And Mike Star Lemonade will have to try and get it done from lane number 6 as the boats now come around turn number 2 and get ready to orient themselves to the run to the start finish line. As we're now under 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and let's turn them loose in the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup. And boy, the U12's Miss Seahawks either treat that start or was early as we head into turn number 1. And we're going to get a sandwich there between Quentin Miller and the Cheerios of Eddie Canfouche as they make DC presents Deft the meat in the sandwich as they went through turn number 1. All the boats get through cleanly, though, as they head down the backstretch for the first time. And it's going to be Kelsey Best and Miss Seahawks leading the way as we have a potential penalty as the officials are reviewing that start. Possible jump start on this U12 Seahawks of Kelsey Best as they head into turn number 2, and it's going to be a jump start for the U12. So Kelsey going to be kicking himself on that rocket start. That's going to move the run for the lead back here to Quentin Miller in Stu's Self-Service Garage. He leads the way by about 3/4 of a Rooster Tail, make that half a Rooster Tail over the U16 Cheerios, with DC presents Deft in 3rd as we start lap number 2. We head down towards turn number 1 once again. Quentin Miller leading the way there in lane number 2. Can't really move over with Kelsey Best still out front in lane number 1, churning up the dirty water down there. As you see, Digital Confectioners presents Deft down there as well, trying to make a run on the inside. He's got a battle for the 4th position between Tequila Patron ESM and Peyton Hop and Mike's Hard Lemonade back there. but Stu Self-Service Garage continues to lead the way, and Quentin Miller had a rough night, and it really all started in Heat 3B. He's looking to end on a high note and take the win here in the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup. Currently, he is leading the way by a rooster tail over Eddie Canfouche in second as we go down the front stretch once again to start lap number 3. Stu Self-Service Garage continues to lead the way. Cheerios is second. Digital Confectioners presents Deft is third. As now Quentin Miller starting to pull away now. He's got over a rooster tail advantage as he heads into turn number 1 once again. Eddie Canfouche still hanging there, keeping him honest on his right hip, and on his left, DJ Miller still in striking distance, trying to get some speed though, but it's hard to do that as DC Presents Deft is basically riding in the wake of the boat in front of him, Kelsey Best, who while he's still leading this race is technically in 7th from the jump start. But currently Quentin Miller in lane number 2 enjoying sort of clean water as he heads into the turn, maintaining lane number 2. He can't really get that overlap into lane number 1, but he might not want it, as remember, that would put him into the wake of Miss Seahawks as we get ready to start the championship laps. Putting lap 4 on the board, and Stu Self-Service Garage continues to lead the way. Cheerios is second, and Digital Confectioners Presents Deft is in third as Cheerios is starting to reel in Stu Self-Service Garage. Now it's half a rooster tail advantage as Quentin Miller comes through turn number 2. He's probably getting affected by the Miss Seahawks of Kelsey Best in front of him, as that wake will push out there. As the battle for fourth seems to be settled with Peyton Hopp having that position, Bo Rarick trying to catch him as Quentin Miller goes down the backstretch, got those sponsons out of the water, trying to get as much speed as possible, but Eddie Canfouche with the cleaner water out there in lane number 3, starting to reel in Quentin Miller and Stu Self-Service Garage. And don't forget DJ Miller, he's still out there in DC Presents Deft as we come around turn number 2, ready to start the final lap as Quentin Miller in Stu Self-Service Garage is looking for redemption as white flag is in the air here in the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup. Stu Self-Service Garage leads the way, but Cheerios is second, and Cheerios is closing. Here comes Eddie Canfouche. It was half a rooster tail. Now it's closed again on a third of a rooster tail as they go into the corner. Quentin Miller holding on in lane number 2, has to gather it up a little bit. That might slow him down into the corner. That might allow Eddie Canfouche to get an advantage as we go down the backstretch. Battle for fourth continues between Peyton Hopp as Peyton Hopp bounces through the corner. Bo Rarick trying to close in as we get back with our leaders, and Quentin Miller has extended the lead now to half a rooster tail, but Eddie Canfouche is still out there in lane number 3. He's flying the boat down towards turn number 2. He's going to need a good turn here if he wants to get it done. DJ Miller is starting to close in. He might have something to say before this race ends as 3 boats come off of turn number 2. Who's going to win the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup? Quentin Miller leads the way in Stu Self-Service Garage, and it's going to be Stu Self-Service Garage who gets to the finish line first and takes the win. Digital Confectioners Presents Deft is second. Cheerios is third. Mike's Hard Lemonade will come across the line in 4th. Tequila Patron ESM will be 5th. And there is Jarrett Meyer in the target. He is going to be 6th, so he'll pick up 1 position after Kelsey Best jumped the start. You see Kelsey Best there in the back running his penalty lap as Quentin Miller gets redemption for Heat 3B with a win here in the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup. And we've got a development. Lane infraction on the U24 Stu Self-Service Garage. That means the winner of the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup is going to be DJ Miller in Digital Confectioners Presents Deft. So a bad night goes worse for Quentin Miller, but our defending champion, DC Presents Deft, takes the win. Cheerios is in second. Mike's Hard Lemonade is in third. You see the rest of the finishing order on your screen. And heartbreak for Stu's Self-Service Garage as Quentin Miller comes across the line first, but gets a 1-lap penalty for a lane infraction, which we saw there on lap number 1. Here are your point standings. DC Presents Deft extends the lead to 376 points over Cheerios. Stu Self-Service Garage, Mike's Hard Lemonade, Matt Johnston Design rounds out the top 5. You can see the relegation watch and the promotion watch on your screen. Carson Kelly is already locked into D1. As now we're going to have a replay of what happened here on the start. And you can see Quentin Miller, he's in lane 2 right there, is going to push out. At the same time, Eddie Canfush came in from lane number 4, and that really just squeezes DC Presents Deft in the middle of them. Now, DJ Miller's able to jump over into lane number 2. They're going to say Quentin Miller, though, impeded DC Presents Deft, causing DJ Miller to come out of his lane, and that is the reason for the 1-lap penalty. So our defending champion gets the win in the Gold Cup. We will talk to him in just a little bit. It is official. The winner of the Scott Pierce Gold Cup is going to be DJ Miller in DC Presents Deft. DJ, it's not the way you want to pick up a win, but it's still got to feel good taking home virtually the oldest motorsports championship in America.
Yeah, oh man, I'm exhausted after today. It was a long night, and there was a lot of controversy. Anyone who's familiar with boat racing is familiar with controversy, and I mean, hell, just familiar with the Gold Cup itself. But yeah, that was an intense race because basically I lost my lane in the first turn. Like I was just seeing water, and I had to make a decision there whether or not to go outside and potentially wreck somebody, but I saw room to jump inside, and I took it, and it ended up working out. It was chaotic.
Mm-hmm. It's been a chaotic night all around. You pick up the win. You came in tonight just trying to have fun. Did you have fun tonight, DJ?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, there was a lot of shenanigans tonight, but we'll all move on. And importantly, we did this race on our silly little video game in Scott Pierce's name. So a shout out to Scott Pierce and all he did for the hydroplane racing community in his life that was ultimately cut short than what it should have been. So that's my big takeaway.
All right, DJ. Well, congratulations. You are the winner, officially the winner of the Scott Pierce SNHL Gold Cup. You extended your lead in the points 376. Congratulations. See you in a couple of weeks then.
You know it.
2 to go now in the Rooster Tail Talks presents Saturday Night Hydroplane League Division 1 Championship, and the racers will head over to Seattle, Washington for the penultimate round of the series. Coverage of the race from Seattle, the Pat O'Day Seafair Cup, can be seen on February 13th, 2021. You can catch us live over on UHL Hydroplanes for live coverage of the Rooster Tail Talk presents Saturday Night Hydroplane League Division 1 action. Well, my name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., the voice of Saturday Night Hydroplane League. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in Seattle. We're 2 to go in the championship. Thank you for watching this edition of the SNHL.